Today, we want to talk to you about opportunities for independent developer on Idea at Xbox. And I want to start sort of talking about my background a bit. I started my career in video games many, many years ago. I started managing small independent team that were working on pretty small games at the time in the late 90s. At the time, retail distribution was really the only option to go to market. At the time, we had no other option as an independent developer but to work with a traditional publisher under a pretty traditional publishing agreement, publishing model. Now, so many years have passed since I used to be an independent developer, and today, the ever-growing success of digital distributions and really the democratization of self-publishing across all the digital platforms has really changed this scene for independent developers. You guys today have the opportunity to directly address your market, to bring your product to the consumers, and bring the innovation that consumers and players across all the platforms love and enjoy on a daily basis. So today, I want to talk to you about Idea at Xbox, about the way we work with independent developers, and the way we work with developers to enable them to deliver always new and exciting experience to gamers across the entire Microsoft ecosystem. Now, before I get into my presentation, and I will try to go through my presentation as fast as I can to give people an opportunity to ask questions, I really want you guys to look at this link and put it in your bookmark. If there is only one thing that you're taking away from this presentation today, should really be that link. That links will take you to pages that will tell you everything you need to know about being an independent developer across the entire Microsoft ecosystem. So take a screenshot, share it, tweet it, take that away with you, and there are all informations that you need and you might want to learn everything about our ecosystem. So I run you quickly through the agenda for this afternoon and what I'm going to talk about. And the first one is Windows 10 and the Windows Universal Application Platform. Idea at Xbox across all the Microsoft platforms, not just Xbox. Development using retail Xbox hardware. Maximizing performance of your products and your opportunities across the Microsoft ecosystem. And as I said, I want to leave plenty of time for you to be able to ask questions at the end. So it has been a long journey for us, and we talked about this a lot on our event on the 21st of January, when we sort of talked about Windows 10, and we talked about it at GDC at length. So if you go to that link I gave you, you can actually go and watch all the sessions that we had at GDC where we talk about Windows 10, Xbox, and everything you need to know. So Windows 10 is the delivery of our vision of one Windows that works across a full range of the Windows devices, going from phone, phablet, small tablets, large tablets, two-in-one, classic laptop, desktop all-in-one, the Surface, Xbox, HoloLens, and Internet of Things. So Windows 10 will be the operating system that powers all those devices. And that is fantastic. We're delivering a great experience. And if you have not yet done it, go download Windows 10. It's in preview mode at the moment. It runs fantastically well already, especially on a desktop. But from a development point of view, the bigger news is actually that Windows 10 across the entire ecosystem is underpinned by one application platform and one store. So the one application platform that we call the Windows Universal Application Platform will allow developers, will allow you guys to develop, create, and deploy a game across the entire Microsoft ecosystem. Another big announcement we made at GDC is actually that the Idea at Xbox program that was born in the summer of 2013 on Xbox is now extending to all the Windows 10 ecosystem. So I want to take this opportunity today to actually explain to you guys what this means for you and how you can work together across the entire ecosystem, going from Xbox, PC, all the way to HoloLens. So I just want to give like a quick recap and summary of what ID at Xbox is, sort of just the basics. So ID at Xbox is the self-publishing program for independent developers on Xbox One and Windows 10 devices. Provides developers full access to all the Xbox One features, including the Xbox Live Stack, Kinect. It gives you the full power of Xbox One at your disposal. But also provide developers that want to deliver their content on Windows 10 full access to the Xbox Live Stack across those devices. We provide to all the developers that become part of ID at Xbox and want to bring their content to Xbox One in a traditional fashion, access to 2 dev kits and no charge to the developers. And we provide you a free Xbox One Unity license, so you don't need to pay if you're using the Unity engine. And there are no fees required for certification, updates, patches. Delivering a game on a console is not free because you still have to go through age rating. And, there are innate costs, but nothing that you have to pay to Microsoft. So what are our goals? What were our goals when we set up the program? Well, the main goal was to enable teams of all sizes to bring new and exciting content to Xbox One and now Windows 10. As part of ID at Xbox program, we have traditional, bigger-sized developers, but we also have family-run developers, where it's husband and wife doing this as a first venture. We have a UK developer called Drop Dead Interactive. The 2 guys, they do this as a second job. They both have jobs during the day, they have a family, and they do it in the evening. We really worked very hard on the program and on the processes to make sure that even people that want to do it as a second job and they have a big passion, they can do it in their spare time. We want to foster innovation and experimentation. Quite often we get asked, why do we like independent developers so much? It's because independent developers are really delivering innovation and new ideas on a daily basis. It's very important for us to always listen to the developers in the community and evolve the program to fit your needs. We keep changing, we keep tinkering, we keep evolving the program to accommodate your needs, to simplify the processes, to make it easier for everybody to bring the content. But very, very important, we want to create a thriving, sustainable ecosystem for the developers. And that includes developing the game and getting the game to market. So trying to offer you guys the easiest path, the best tools, and the best environment to express your creativity. But also, it's about creating an ecosystem where developer can be successful and thrive and deliver more and more content. And obviously, we believe that if we deliver on those points, we're going to be able to create a huge variety of cool games for the players to enjoy on Xbox and across the Windows 10 ecosystem. So where are we with the program? Pretty much 2 years into the program now. So lots of games have launched on Xbox One so far with great critical success, but also great commercial success. We have over 900 developers with Xbox One dev kits in their hands so far, and we keep shipping dev kits out, and we try to be as fast as we possibly can. We try to help people as fast as we can, and so there's plenty of hardware out there, and more on a weekly basis. There are a lot of titles that are currently in development that will come to market in the next year, 18 months. And we're also working with developers now to bring their content to Windows 10. I know ID at Xbox, every time people say, well, you guys work on Xbox. But actually, ID at Xbox and the Xbox brand, it works across the Xbox itself, but the entire Windows 10 ecosystem. I always stress this point. ID at Xbox is as much about Windows 10 that it is Xbox itself. And I don't know how many of you have been following the program and what we have been doing, but we have been doing a lot of work to amplify the marketing and promotion of the individual developers and the individual games and celebrate the games that are in the program. And that goes from big presence at shows. I mean, at GDC, at EGX Reds, we had probably about 40 titles that we showcase, and E3 last year, Gamescom last year, and more to come throughout the year. So we take a lot of titles to consumers, to consumer shows, or GDC developer shows. We do a lot in the social media space. If you follow Major Nelson or AC Bongos and our key guys, they're always announcing and promoting and supporting Idea at Xbox developer. If you do have an Xbox in your living room, you probably have seen on the dashboard we have a constant support for individual titles or Idea at Xbox program as a whole. So we are really trying to support this program as much as possible. So this is sort of an overview of where we are and what we're doing and what we have done. And in the next slide, I sort of want to cover what it means for Idea at Xbox to enter in a Windows 10 world. So let's look how things will look. And circa 2015. 2015 really is a transition year for us, and we have a lot of things that are in place already, and a lot of things that we are working on and coming throughout the year. First thing you might notice is the HoloLens, and the fact that there are two Xbox ones up there. On HoloLens, I'm not really going to talk about it today. We're gonna talk about it a lot more at Build, our own conference at the end of the month. I can just say that it is amazing. And it will run Windows 10, and with the Universal Application Platform, you will be able to develop your game or your application and ultimately deploy it on HoloLens. And there are two Xbox, and I'm not announcing today that we are launching a second Xbox. The second Xbox is there because there are effectively two different paths for developers to bring content to Xbox, and we're going to cover that. So with Windows 10, you will be able to use the Universal Application Platform to create one package that can run across all the devices, from Xbox to the phone to the HoloLens, tablets, and the desktop PC. I mean, this is amazing, the fact we create a single operating system underpinned by a single universal application platform that really helps developer delivering the content with very, very little barrier. And actually, it's probably time to stop talking about platforms. I mean, those are not really platforms. They are just different endpoints, because Windows 10 is really Microsoft's platform. But we've been talking about platforms for so many years, so that habit is going to die in a bit. So we're going to probably call those platforms for another bit. And one thing I really want to stress is that on PC you can still make Windows desktop application or games, and you can sell them via Steam or the Zura, your own website. Windows 10 is and always will be an open platform. But today I want to talk about the Windows Store and how you can come to the Windows Store. So there is a lot that I want to go through in the next couple of slides, so bear with me. And at the moment I'm going to focus on the device on the right side. I'm going to talk about Xbox in a minute. So first of all, having a unified platform and a unified application platform is fantastic. But the fact that we are delivering this application to you guys doesn't mean that we are changing the law of physics. You guys are all working on different games, targeting different platforms, different form factors. If you're working on a mobile game, it will probably run extremely well on a PC gaming rig. But if you're working on a high-end PC game, it's not going to run on a mobile phone. So what we are giving you is a one platform and one store, but you will decide where your game is going. We're not going to mandate that you guys support all of the platform. The decision on which platform to support is completely down to you. We are just providing you the tools and a delivery mechanism. So, but I think it's important that if it makes sense for your game, as it's a unified platform, you might want to consider supporting more than just one. So if you have a touch-based game that could work with a controller or a mouse and keyboard, you have additional revenues that are available for you, and it won't really take you much. So you can see there are a few different paths you can take into the ecosystem now. And again, I just want to reiterate that forever, you can just release a game on Windows 10 all throughout all the different distribution channels that are there. And Windows 10 will still be the best gaming operating system we have delivered. I'm not covering DirectX 12 today, but if you go to that link I gave you, that will take you to all the talks we did at GDC, and you will be able to see why Windows 10 is the best operating system in general for gaming. So, as we've done with Xbox and the Xbox Store and the Xbox tool, we start someplace good. So we know that when we're going to come to market, we're going to deliver something that's solid, it works, and it's a good starting point. But we're going to keep reiterating, and we're going to reiterate based on your feedback, based on the consumer feedback. This is a long journey that we are embarking on, and we're going to be investing a lot in this initiative. So I talked about idea Xbox coming with Windows 10. So let's touch on what that means. And regardless whether you have an Xbox dev kit or not, or even if you want to develop for Xbox, on Windows 10, the Idea Xbox program will be able to get you access to the full live stack of Xbox Live. So you will be able to use the game score, the achievements, the profiles, the presence, the multiplayers, experiences that we have built on for years. So the Xbox Live API will be accessible for you. And for the time being, access to Xbox Live on Windows 10 devices is only limited to developers that will register with ID at Xbox. Again, you can go to that link I gave you, and you can register. And again, you don't need to develop an Xbox title to be part of ID at Xbox. You might just want to target desktop or phone. So it's very, very important. And later on, our plan is actually to give access to most of the Xbox Live features to anybody. So even if you're not an ID at Xbox program. So if we look at that big picture and go through the different points, so on Windows Universal App Platform, you can work with a publisher. So in green means that you're working with a publisher and you have access to Xbox Live. You can come via ID at Xbox, and then we're giving you access to Xbox Live. Or if your Xbox Live is not something you need for your game, then you can totally self-release on Windows 10 devices on our store without being part of the Xbox program. And as I said, later on in the year, self-release developer will be able to access most of the features of Xbox Live. And reiterating again, it's an open platform, so you can publish somewhere else. You can publish on your website. It's an open platform. When we did the event on the 21st of January, we actually demoed games running on Steam, on Windows 10, and it's a fantastic experience. And I almost forgot, or I need to mention something on certification. Our target on Windows 10 devices, those endpoints that you can see there, the 4 endpoints, is to give you a very, very fast turnaround time. So we want, even if you're using Xbox Live or you're not using Xbox Live, we want you to be able to submit your game and in a matter of a couple of days being actually on the store. Now, what's important to highlight that for Xbox, the situation is going to be slightly different. With Xbox, we made a commitment to consumers and players that purchase a device that is a gaming device to deliver a certain level of quality assurance. So a game is a game is a game is a game as far as we're concerned on Xbox. So universal application will be able to ship on Xbox, but will go through the standard Xbox certification process, which is slightly longer. We keep working on it, but it's very important that you bear that in mind. So what about Xbox? So First of all, how many of you are familiar with the Xbox architecture? Can you raise your hands if you're familiar with the concept of ERA and SRA? Okay, probably nobody. Okay, Xbox runs 2 operating systems. We have 2 partitions. Imagine 2 partitions. On one side, you have what we call the system partition. That is where Windows 10 will run in the future, and that is partition where Windows Universal Application Platform will run. The other partition is the tradition. It's a very optimized operating system designed for the Xbox game developed using the dev kits. The console is a really specialized device, so the operating system running on the what we call ERA is very, very optimized. On the system side, it's just Windows 10. And that is what is enabling us, the fact that we are running Windows 10 on the system partition size, is to allow you to develop a title once and run it across all the devices. So going forward, we're still going to be supporting the exclusive mode, the XDK, DevKit developed titles. But we're also going to open up to the Windows Universal Application Platform. Hopefully it's clear enough. So nothing has changed for XDK development on the Xbox. And as I mentioned before, a game is a game is a game on Xbox. So what that means is that you're developing your Windows Universal Application on your PC, and you want it to bring to Xbox, and you have those 2 different paths. So you can come with a publisher, and you can come with ID at Xbox as a Windows Universal Application. Or if your title is more demanding from a resources point of view, and you decide that you want to do a custom version using dev kits, you can reach out to us if you don't have the dev kit already, and you can deploy and publish your game via ID at Xbox program. So one of the questions we get, if I'm developing a universal application on my PC and I'm testing it on my phone, I'm testing it on my desktop, a laptop, what am I going to do on Xbox, right? Universal Application Platform will allow you to customize the control system and everything based on the device you're running on. So one thing we talked about at GDC, that later on in the year, we're going to enable developers to use a retail Xbox, one that you go and buy in the shop, sideload your universal applications to the retail Xbox, and test it. So effectively, what you can do is make sure the universal app will run on Xbox as you intended. And so this is coming later on in the year. And the first thing that we want to do, because it's such a new thing, we want to enable you to play around with it, test your game, push the boundaries, and see where you're going. And at a later stage, we're going to actually enable you guys to sell the universal applications that you've developed on Xbox as well. So that is coming at a later stage. What is actually interesting that today already on Xbox One, we have some title, including the puzzle game Trees, which you're probably very familiar with on mobile, that is running in the system side of the console. So it's something that we've already done, we already experimented with, and we're going to enable later on in the year. So that's going to be your path. If when you actually go and test your universal applications on the retail kit, you actually find that your game is too demanding, you actually need more power, and you need actually to go via traditional model. Again, if you're not an ID Xbox developer already, just contact us, and we're going to give you dev kits to bring the title to Xbox in a traditional fashion. And the great thing of having a universal app or a universal app on Windows 10 devices and a traditional game on Xbox that are underpinned by Xbox Live that will allow you to do cross-buy. So you can sell, if you want, you can sell the application, the game, on one platform, and people can get it on another platform for free. Will enable you to allow people to play on Xbox when they're in front of their TVs, sitting on their couch in the evening, and then when they are on the road or they are in the office, they can carry on their PC. And opens up a large, large market for your application. We do know that there is a potential 1.5 billion consumers that will be able to upgrade to Windows 10 out there in the market. And something we announced on the 21st of January is that Windows 10 will be a free upgrade for the first year. So if you're a Windows 7 or Windows 8 or 8.1, you will be able to upgrade for free to Windows 10. So just to summarize Windows 10, and there's a lot to take in, and those are the different paths you can take to deploy your games on Windows 10 operating system. So in dark blue, you have a traditional Windows desktop application. We call it Windows 32 application. And what that means is nothing has changed. You can develop a game, you can publish it on Steam, you can publish it on Good Old Game, you can publish it on your website, and that nothing has changed there, and nothing will ever change. Or you can use the Windows Universal Application Platform to bring your game to the Windows Store. They supported across all those devices. And if you want to take advantage of Xbox Live, you can register as an ID Xbox developer. The Xbox Live API is available today. We released it in March for ID Xbox developer to take advantage of. So if any of you guys is currently working, and I know there are people I've been talking to over the last couple of days, they're already working on Windows 10 games. If you want to get access, you can reach out to us. Again, go to that link, and you can reach out to us. And if you are working on a high-end game that really needs the full power of Xbox, you can go down the traditional path of XDK-based development and self-publish on ID at Xbox. So Windows 10, maximizing your opportunity. That probably is the opportunity we are offering to you guys. You are the developer, you are the publisher, you know where your opportunities are based on the game you're developing. But what we want to point out is these are all one platform. In a Windows 10 world, all those endpoints are supported by the same platform and the same development platform. You can focus on designing for your devices. Different devices have different specs, and you decide which specs to support. We are not going to mandate which device you should be supporting. We're not going to mandate the control system you should be supporting. We're just offering you a range of opportunities, and you can decide which opportunities make sense for you. But said that, don't ignore opportunistic devices. If you're developing a touch-based game that actually works okay with a controller or works okay with a mouse and keyboard, don't ignore it, because there's probably like a big market out there, and there are going to be people that are interested in your games on other devices as well. And everything you're learning with Windows 10 on one device is actually applicable to all the Windows 10 endpoints. Anything you're learning developing for Win 10 desktop is applicable to the mobile form factor, to the Xbox form factor. I want to show you a video now that was shown at GDC, but probably not everybody in the room might have seen. Just before GDC, a few weeks before, we gave access to a bunch of developers to Windows 10, SDK, and the Xbox Live XDK. And we brought like a few demos to GDC showcasing cross-play, cross-buy, again developed on Xbox, then ported to Windows 10. So we wanted to highlight all the different paths, and this is the feedback we got from developer.
I think the dream over the years for a lot of game developers is that we can actually release a game and engage multiple audiences. When Microsoft announced that they're going to actually support cross-play across all their devices, we've heard this before, and so I was a little bit skeptical. But then once we got our hands on Windows and the APIs and started to fool around with it, it was amazing to see that it really does work.
We work with custom technology. It's our own engine, and all the APIs and all the plugins, everything, it's pretty seamless.
I was sold on Windows 10 the moment we realized that you can actually copy text from anywhere in Windows and paste it into a command prompt. That's a miracle in and of itself.
From going to Xbox One to Windows 10, it's been amazing that I can just almost just switch the compiler to compile for Windows 10 and it works. It's a lot nicer than having to rewrite a majority of low-level code.
Crossplay for Blowfish Studios or Siegecraft Commander is huge because it's actually a game that plays really well across mouse and keyboard, gamepad, and even touchscreen. So what this does is allow us to give the game to everybody and for them to play, multiplayer with each other.
We've always wanted to allow players to buy a piece of content and play it wherever they are, whether it's on their phone, their Xbox One, or their PC.
A normal porting process, you would expect like 2 weeks to 4 weeks just to get it up and going. And I mean, just to say, hey, we had it up and running day one and 24 hours later we had it on the store, that's pretty shocking.
Now we're thinking of it more like holistically. We're taking the PC player and the console player and thinking about them together.
Microsoft is the only company that's in that position to be able to do that because nobody else has a desktop kind of gaming platform and a gaming console platform.
It's a great time right now. It's exciting. It feels like something new is happening. So we're just grateful to be a part of it.
Unifying all these experiences is going to be really important in the gaming space. And the fact that they're recognizing that and bringing that back to PC is really important for developers like us.
If you're developing for console or you plan to develop for Xbox One, I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't want to develop for Windows 10 as well.
So a quick summary before I open up to question is what are the benefits of being a part of the Idea at Xbox program? Well, first one, and historical, is self-publishing your titles on Xbox One. And now with Windows 10, use of Xbox Live on Windows 10 platform today. Access to aggregate data. As a platform, we obviously have a lot of data, and we always enjoy and like to share our learning with the community, with the development community. Advice of pricing, launch dates, and market conditions. One of the challenging as an independent developer is actually having the time to know what's happening out there. Which big titles are coming, which week is the right one, and what price point is going to be the right one for that platform. We are always very happy to work with developers that are bringing the content on Xbox today and Windows 10 tomorrow to give advice and opinion. And then if you don't like our advice, you're free to do what you think is right. We are just there to support you guys and share our knowledge. And again, guidance and opportunity throughout the Microsoft ecosystem. Microsoft is a big company, and we do a lot of things, and we have a lot of people. We have some DX German team here, some guys from the German team. We have a lot of people in the field in all the different countries that you can liaise with on a day-to-day basis and get updates and information and learn about opportunities across the Microsoft ecosystem. We have a lounge on the other side of the road when you can go and ask some information about what opportunities are available to developer, to startup developer, how Microsoft can help. So again, those are all benefits we think are valid. Hopefully you're taking a lot away from this presentation. But as I said earlier on, if there is one thing you're taking away is xbox.com/dev. Go there and get tons more information than what I can actually deliver in a 40-minute presentation today. And everything that you want to know, it's there. And if you want to register for ID at Xbox, or you just want to register as a Windows developer, you have links to the ID at Xbox portal, to the Dev Center portal. All the informations are there for you. And you can always reach out to me on Twitter. I had my Twitter handle at the beginning is SteenyUK. To me, to Chris Charla in the US, we're always happy to answer your question anywhere. That's it. Thank you very much. Question in the front? I can't actually see you guys. I can only see the first two rows. So,
hi. The question would be, from a customer perspective, cross-platform publishing. Is it when you buy it on one platform, do you have it for any of these platforms, or is there a plan for that?
So we, as a platform, we enable the feature. But our approach is that you, as a publisher, know what the best thing is for your product. What the best thing is for your product and for the customers you're trying to address. We are not mandating you to do one or the other. It's really a decision we put in the hands of the publishing community. So if you think that people will want to buy your product across the two because they're slightly different versions, somebody earlier on today asked me, well, our Xbox version of the game is going to be different from the PC, then it's up to you. There is a feature we offer, and it's down to you. We have not started selling content, so we don't really kind of offer like statistics. But I think it's a fairly strong proposition. But again, if it's right for you, do it. If you don't think it's appropriate, it's your decision. More questions?
Will it be able, if I have a friend with an Xbox and I play computer, to connect in a multiplayer game?
Sorry?
Will it be able with Windows 10, when I just have a computer game, multiplayer game?
On PC?
On the PC and the Xbox, to play together?
Yeah, so if the PC game is a Windows 10 store game that implements Xbox Live, and you have an Xbox version of the game, yeah. That's one of the features. So cross-platform play is one of the features that we are enabling, bringing Xbox Live to both our platforms. You see, I keep saying platforms. I should not say that. Endpoints. More questions? Don't be shy. I think we're done. Thank you very much for coming. And if you want to come and ask per question here, like one-to-one, I'm more than happy to take questions. Thank you so much.